Pokemon Run and Bun is a hard emerald decomp pack recently released. Pokemon Challenges hosted a release day race where 12 of the best nuzlockers competed to see who could get the furthest in 10 hours. And only one person was able to get even 3 badges. What makes this hack so hard? And if it is so hard, what makes it fun? That's what we're trying to answer in this video. And at the end, I'll have a tutorial on how to play the game for yourself. Generation 3 games are known to have the widest variety of ROM hacking tools, meaning hacks like this one look very different from regular Emerald. For one, the gym leaders are out of order. You fight Brawly, then Roxanne, Watson, and Norman. Familiar faces, but reshuffled. There is also a big variety of encounters you can get, so every attempt is going to look a lot different. Additionally, Hisuian Pokemon are available for use. Like in Rustboro City, you can trade a Growlithe for a Hisuian Growlithe. Inside the Pokemon Centers, you can make edits to your Pokemon like changing IVs, remembering moves, and changing natures. However, these cost heart scales and you only get 31 of them in the game. The game also gives you an endless rare candy and lets you level up until the level cap, and then it automatically prevents you from leveling up further. There are also 15 regular rare candies hidden behind tough trainer battles or gauntlets that lets you temporarily get a Pokemon over the level cap to get an evolution or a new move. These level caps are also not just for gym leaders, they're also for a variety of bosses in the game. There's also Mega Evolutions, Generation 8 mechanics, and many added trainers for the story. These changes on their own doesn't make the game hard, it just makes it interesting and unique. But once you start looking at the bosses compared to what you have access to, you can see why this game is so hard and takes a lot of skill to win. The first split of the game is pretty massive. You have 7 trainers to fight for the first level cap, including a tough metronome battle, a thunder wave and a track spammer in which attract works on both genders now, and a tough aqua grunt. After this battle, the level cap increases to 17 where you can fight more trainers and work your way to the museum and take on a tough back-to-back. You then have even more fights and an optional trainer to get a rare candy, and then you have Brawly himself, who is a huge roadblock. His team is full of threnny Pokemon, and his Retaliate Lopunny in particular can overwhelm a lot of teams. It takes a lot of skill in making use of your first rare candy to give yourself a realistic shot at beating him. Recently, I've had an attempt to get past Watson, so let's take a look at how it happened. We start off by picking Turtwig. It gets Battle Armor, which is an amazing ability in Nuzlocke. However, Chimchar seems to be a fantastic choice as well. We get Lotad, Lillipup, Growlithe, Gossifleur, and Starly. The early game has a ton of trainers that get some getting used to. In Petalburg City, we catch Krogunk. In 104, we get Blipbug, and we make our way to the first boss, where Krogunk can easily beat the lead Carvana, and the rest of the team is beaten by a combination of moves. In this game, we now go to Dewford. I then catch a Makuita, Remoraid, and Choodle. We then deliver Steven's letter, catching an Abra, and then run through Slateport's beach, reaching the next boss being a back-to-back in the museum. For me, it wasn't much of an issue with multiple psychic types, Staravia, and Grotle. We then fight an optional trainer who gives us access to another encounter and a rare candy. We then sweep through Brawly's gym trainers and reach the hardest boss thus far. I lead Kadabra to disable Sucker Punch and knock it out with Psybeam. Because I have no normal resist, I have to let Staravia take a Retaliate and force it out with its eject button with a quick attack. I pivot Seadra into Eldegoss to knock out Poliwhirl. Lopunny comes back in, and I'm dead to some of the rolls of Retaliate.
I have a chance to live, I have a chance to live, I have a chance to live. Oh my goodness! Wait. Hit it. 1 HP? Oh my, it's too free. It's too free.
With the Calm Down ability, I can go to Seadra and attack it, but Lopunny wakes up and gets some damage on me before dying. Krogunk can then chip them on top so I can kill it with Kadabra. Herdier comes in to kill the Scraggy with Covet, and lastly Combusken comes out. Because the Lopunny got some damage on Seadra, I have to sack Krogunk and kill with Kadabra. Granted, we dodged a lot of crits, but it's something you have to do depending on your early game encounters. Fast forwarding to Roxanne, she has a number of threats. Focus Sash Bisharp at the start can be hard to beat safely. I merely had to risk my Hariyama to it, who ended up getting flinched, but I did kill it. The Zygarde 10% comes out next. Yes, a legendary at the second gym. Because of the flinch, I'm baiting random move, granted most likely E-Speed. But I switch in on Dragon Claw, meaning I have a range to die to 1000 arrows. and it hits the range. Because of this, I have to go for Sing with Eldegoss, but I miss. Then I sacrifice Hariyama, and because of the con down from Eldegoss, Dreadnought can kill. Next, Scrotal can easily beat the Caracosta, and Dreadnought can take out the Aurorus, leaving us to face Lunatone. I can go to Eldegoss lowering its speed, and click Synthesis. I miss a Sing and get put to sleep, but a Chesto wakes me up, and I finally hit. With that, Leaf Tornadoes can take it out even after proccing its weakness policy, and we get some damage on Solrock, allowing Seadra to knock it out. Not an extremely fight by any means. The flinch at the beginning led to some very tough circumstances, but a very doable fight nonetheless. Watson Split is where things pick up a ton. Fast forwarding to a really tough double battle that has an Amalga with only Discharge and a Metrodome increasing the damage each turn it's used, and 3 other Pokemon that benefit from getting hit by Discharge. The solution, however, was to lead Kadabra and disable the Amalga. However, I didn't realize that Con Down would affect my teammate as well, and my Eldegoss gets frozen. On top of this, Seeking has a small range of Hydro Pumps that kill Kadabra, and it went for it over the kill on Eldegoss. Regardless, however, with the Amalga disabled, we were able to position in the right Pokemon, especially Giga Drain Roselia, and after a series of turns, we come out of the fight with only 1 death. The fight after this one is much harder, however. It is an added fight to the game with a trainer named Shell. My plan is to sacrifice the Electric for getting damage on Lapras as I had nothing for it, but we just ended up getting lucky and being able to kill it. Rhydon came in next, seeing kill on me, which was important as it didn't set up Stealth Rocks, and Seadra was able to knock it out with Octazooka. Delcatty was next using the Fake Out Last Resort combo, meaning I had to use my only normal resist in Dreadnought to take it out with a Rock Tomb into 2 Rock Slides. The Super Lux Scope Lens Togekiss came in next, but thankfully Tentacruel had just enough juice to take it out with a Toxic Venoshock combo. Galarian Slowbro came in next with a Quick Draw Quick Claw combo, a combination that gives it over a 50% chance to go first in its priority bracket. I start with an Intimidate switch to Stoutland and hope for no Whirlpool. Then I can go to Orbeetle and knock it out with 2 Bug Buzzes. And luckily we get out of the fight deathless. Watson trainers are pretty tough, but we'll just skip to our Watson fight where I had absolutely no confidence in. It required some pretty complex and risky solutions as my answers for his threatening Pokemon were very thin. I had to lead Salazzle and dodge a crit and paralysis in order to bait Zeraora and bait specifically a Plasma Fist into Torterra. Because of its Shuckaberry, I click Synthesis 5 times until I have the necessary defense drops for me to knock it out. Ludicolo then has to dodge a freeze on Lantern, and I can come in and 2-shot with Seed Bombs after a Fake Out. I need to then use Electros against Rotom. It never clicks Will-O-Wisp on me, thus I don't have to worry about the boosted Hex, and we knock it out, dodges some crits. Next, my Roserade concludes an easy matchup against Electros, having enough HP to get some damage on Mega Ampharos. This lets Torterra be able to knock it out. Yes, an extremely risky fight, but some compounded deaths led to this. And all in all, a pretty good run that I'm still attempting today. If you like this hack and you want to play for yourself, I'll go over a quick tutorial on how to do it. First off, you need to go to the link in the description for everything I'm going to mention. You want to take the patch file and use the online patcher with a version of Emerald that you will have to go get yourself. And then you just patch the game. And there you go, you can start playing. For the resources, there's a Google Drive link that will have everything from trainer documentation to item availability, learn sets, Pokemon locations, and AI behavior. There's also a custom damage calculator with all the Pokemon in the game ready to calc against. To get the sets from the game to the damage calc, PKHex doesn't work, but there is a Lua script to help you with this. You have to use the MGBA emulator and go to Tools, Scripting, Load Script, and choose the Lua file linked in the description. And that should be everything. If you want to share your attempts, you can do so in my Discord, and if you have any further questions, you can leave them in the comments down below. As always, thanks everyone for watching, and have a great day.